So did you spot me? Did you see me on the thumbnail? I'm so excited about that, you know. I've been really, really fortunate to have someone come along last week and do some overhead footage of this plot and Mike's new plot. So we can just, oh, it's just fascinating. I mean, much as you might do drawings, like bird's eye view type drawings, you've got no idea really what it looks like from above. So yeah, it was really interesting to see how these allotments fit into all the others and just what we've got to work with. And especially with Mike's being new, it's going to be wonderful to see that as a transformation as we go along. But I'll show you more of that later. We've just got some brilliant footage and stills, and I'll tell you all about who came and did it later on. But needless to say, it's been a couple of really, really hectic weeks away from the allotment, and it's a time, well, you can see now, I can see side shoots that shouldn't be there now, that yeah, we should really be looking after our things. So I came up yesterday and did a whole load of tomato care, because you can imagine the side shoots were just popping out everywhere. So yeah, I went through them last night, tied them up, gave them a good feed, and then what I always do, anything like this, if I'm weeding or yeah, just taking the side shoots, you know how much incredible mountains of foliage it can mount up to. So I always just leave it to the, you know, the day after, and it's all wilted down a bit, so it's easier to manage. So I'm going to sweep this up. There's a couple of things in here I really want to show you. But outside, I just want to show you a few things that have been going on, including a bit of a disappointing onion harvest. But yeah, but there's also a few good things as well. So I'll get this swept up and we'll go and have a look. One of the things I am really excited about in here, you know what it's like when you get something new and you've never tried it before, you don't know what to expect, but these are just two of the Barry's Crazy Cherry tomato plants, and just look at the flowers. I mean, I think, well, I assume they've got to be cherry tomatoes, haven't they? But the amount of flowers on there, if each of those comes to fruition, we are going to be in for a right feast. Now, I'm not saying they're going to taste very good. They might be horrendous, but yeah, really excited to see how they turn out. And the other thing that's new in here, and I'm really excited about, is Mike's sweet potato experiment. Now, I did put a video up on Patreon a couple of weeks ago, so you may have already seen it, but if not, I'll pop it in here, and yeah, we'll see what he's done.
Just mixing in some old manure and compost from some potato buckets that we've just recently emptied. Put a little bit of fertilizer in there with it, a little bit of chicken manure pellets, and then I'm just chucking a bit more soil in from the garden to give it a little bit of substance, and also just make it go a little bit further. And this is going to be the home that my sweet potatoes are hopefully going to live in. Let's see. Okay, so what I've got here is a length of pipe, about 2.5 foot of pipe here. That was just lying around the allotment. I've drilled some little holes in it here, and I've sealed it in a very Mike Kelly way at the bottom with a bit of tape to hold water in when I start to pour water into this thing from the top. This is going to go inside this polypropylene bag here, and the polypropylene bag, a woven bag, which hopefully is going to allow a little bit more air transmission, maybe moisture transmission than a standard placky bag. It's going to be filled in with the compost mix, and then I'm going to seal it at the top like this, creating humid conditions, hopefully, a bit like you might find in the land of the sweet potato as our sweet potatoes grow. But I'll show you how I'm going to put them into this in a second. So now I've got the sweet potato that we managed to spread by suspending in a pot of water, and it was actually the only one out of 3 or 4 I think that we tried that did this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these individual shoots or slips, they're called slips, aren't they? I'm going to take these off the plant. They've got a little bit of root at the bottom of each one. I'm just going to remove a couple of the top leaves here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insert them into the bag at various different points, and hopefully each one of those will become a sweet potato, or possibly more, I'm not sure. Okay. tickle with a little tiny bit of the plant. Okay, not sure if that's necessary, but I'm doing it. Take them off first. Number 2, yep. You've got a better technique now. Yeah, it's better. And this one. We've got several, haven't we? That's great. Root on this chap. This one can go here, to the top. So I've got 8 slips in this bag now, and I'm going to give it a really, really good water now, because these things grow in quite moist conditions. This bag should help it to sort of to retain those conditions, that moisture. Let's see what happens. Maybe the growing season's not going to be long enough, maybe it is. We'll find out soon.
So this is 2 weeks later, and you can see these leaves are still alive, which says to me that the plant is still alive. So, mind you, saying that, look, there's a dead one. But yeah, this could really work. I think we're probably a bit too late in the season now, but fingers crossed, eh? These are the overwintering Shanxi onions. I never know how to say that. I don't know if I'm saying it properly, but we have taken a few. You can see there's a few gaps, but look at them. They really haven't bulbed up very well at all. There's escape on that one, look. I'm taking that off. But yeah, the necks have sort of doubled over now. So nothing much else is going to happen. So I'm going to get these out and get something else in. So look at these. These are awful. Not good. It's not too bad. I think you must admit it's not the best harvest at all. However, these were the overwintering onions. For whatever reason, they haven't plumped up. They've certainly had plenty of food, because this had such a rich amount of manure, chicken droppings, all that sort of stuff in this bed. Maybe it's too rich, but they're there. They were easy to pull up, but I'm just going to show you my other onions, just as a bit of a compare and contrast. These really are the best red onions we've ever had. They were done from sets, and of course we all know that red onion sets are notorious for bolting, but these have really enjoyed where they are. And if we look, I'll just show you my hand against one of them. Oh, let's see, just that one. That's an average size. I know if you bought that in a shop, you wouldn't be at all impressed, would you? But you know, for a homegrown red onion, that's not a bad size at all. So really looking forward to digging them up. We've got a little way to go yet. The necks are still nice and strong. But yeah, something to look forward to. Okay, right, I thought, well, we've got this lovely empty bed, before I go putting the King Tut peas in, we've got a bag of potatoes just here that, yeah, they're past their best, I would say. So I'm going to tip those out and we'll see just what we've got. I must admit, I'm not expecting great things because this is really, really dried out now. But we shall see. Will it be a better harvest than the onions? You could argue it can't be worse. I can't even get them out of here, look. But these will be an early variety. First or second, I don't know. Oh, hello. But they're probably Charlotte. Right, let's have a little look. Because anything that gets tipped into here, soil-wise, can stay here. Oh, look. Okay. 3. You know, much as I'm saying that harvest of onions isn't very good, it hasn't got rot. These needed to stay in for longer, look. It hasn't got rot and they haven't got any sign of leaf miner, so that's all good. So that means that everything that is there is edible. And from what I can see of these, they're tiny. Now, that looks like something not good. Can you see that? What's that? Let's see. Answers in the comments below, please. It looks like some sort of scab. I don't like it. I'm not having that one. That's going. But yeah, it's something, isn't it? To be honest, we just need some fatigue. Look at these. Oh, Jane. Oh, poor Mike. He's going to be looking forward to coming and harvesting these this weekend and I run off with them. I'll blame Rocky. There we are. Right, okay. What's in this one? Any more? Okay, so far too early, Jen. But you can see how dry. That is really, really dry. It's our fault. We've not watered. We've not been up. We have had rain. It's not the same, is it? Nope, that's it. Okay, so yeah. Let's not beat ourselves up about it. It might just about do us for tea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 8. That's a little heart shape, you see, that's a bonus. Oh dear. Right, okay. I bet they taste nice though. Oh well. Onwards and upwards. Okay. Let's go and get the peas. These are the King Tut heritage peas that I grew last year. I think I got the seeds from Danny over at the Grow Up channel and they were absolutely brilliant. I can't remember if they were purple. I think they were. Anyway, first sowing as ever failed, so I chitted the second lot and just put it in this pot. And as I keep saying, because of the way things have been, I've not had a chance to pop them out. So now I've got a nice clean bed. I'm going to put them in. Can you believe I'm actually almost out of cane? Well, you can believe it, I'm sure. But right, okay, where can I put those? There. I'm just going to give this a little even over. Now, I'm not going to dig into it. No dig. Trying to be no dig. I do apologise if my mic keeps going staticky. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm trying a different one. I think I've got to get someone to have a good look at it because when I'm playing the footage back, it just sounds awful. So I'm hoping it's not as bad as last time. Last time it was awful. If you want to hear how awful it is, go back and watch the video. That's a good way of doing it, isn't it? Maybe I should do something awful in each video. Maybe I already do. Right, okay. Now, I was going to put a teepee in. What shall I do? Should I just put the beans in? Should I put them in a line? Should I just put them in the centre and let them grow up through the that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Am I going to do that? I am going to do that. Right, I'm just going to bung them in. Right, nothing fancy. I'm just going to dig a hole and bung them in because, to be honest, it's July and these should really be getting harvested by now. So, what should not a hole as such. Oh, there's a worm. Always pleasant. Yeah, honestly, my peas this year have been horrendous. If it was everybody's peas, I wouldn't feel too bad, but a really lovely supporter of ours called Steve Flitton, who you may know, put a picture of his up on the Facebook group. Should I go a bit wider? A bit wider. And his, well, 8 foot tall with you, Steve. They were incredible. So, yeah, I could blame the weather, I could blame the slugs, but I can just blame myself because it's just, you know, mine, I did 2 sowings. I've got 4 currently coming up of the Alderman peas, and they are usually fantastic. Let's just check. They are King's Up peas, they are. And yeah, they just, I feel like the moment they come up, oh, look at that. Oh, goodness me, this is why my crops don't grow. I don't look after them. Yeah, the moment they come up, either the pigeons have nobbled them or the slugs have. So I don't even think it's mice this year. I'm just going to take these in clumps and cover them up, and you can all shout at the screen. Let me know how you've done with your peas this year. Have you done any? Because they are usually fairly foolproof, but not this year, not this fall. That's the wrong way around, isn't it? But you know what I mean. Right, okay. So I'm just roughly going to do that. I realise already I've gone right off the little circle. Okay. Honestly, if you're ever worried that you're not sticking to whatever rules are out there about your garden, hopefully this will just give you a little bit of encouragement to just wing it. Because, like I say, beginning of July, these are the last of my canes, I think. Unless, oh, I bet Mike stashed them some over at his place. That's going to be a thing now, isn't it? Oh, look at those. They're too short. But I'm going to put them in anyway to give these a hope of being able to climb. Hold on, how many have I got? 5. Well, that's going to be awkward, isn't it? 2 here. Okay, yeah, but before I show you the footage I promised, the drone footage, I'd just like to say big thank you to Alec Bright, who's joined me over on Patreon now. Thank you so much, Alec. Your contribution really, really means a lot. If anyone else wants to have a look at the Patreon page, I'm putting quite a bit of stuff on there at the moment, so just pop over and have a look. You can join as a free member, see if you want to see anything, and you know, if you want to unlock the posts, it's something like £3 a month for the cheapest one. So do go ahead and have a look. So thank you, Alec. Thank you as well to all of my other patrons. You know, your support is just... You look at this thing. Bless her. Why are we supporting her? But yeah, means a lot. And might mean that we can actually get some new canes. Oh, look, they're way too short. Anyway, yes, but also a bit... Don't give up, Jane, don't give up. A big thank you to Sarah, a friend of mine called Sarah, who has got a Facebook page called Natural Focus. She takes the most beautiful photographs of nature. She's got her own allotment, so there's a lot of her own stuff on there as well. But I'll put a link to that below. But she put me in touch with Andrew, who has got his own drone Facebook page. That's wrong, isn't it? He's a drone enthusiast and he's got his own Facebook page, and he so kindly came and did some absolutely brilliant images for us. So while I go off and get something to tie this bamboozlement of canes together with, I am going to say goodbye for now. I'll see you next week, hopefully with a little bit of sunshine. But yeah, I'll leave you with some of the overhead footage of our lovely allotments. Mm-hmm.